And so my name is Crystal, and I'm gonna go ahead and present on methaqualones. So, okay, so this is a history of methaqualones. It was first synthesized in India in 1951 by Indra Kishore Kakkar and Syed Hussain Sahir. So I couldn't really find out where exactly it was synthesized, but as it says, it was synthesized in India, and it was first made it was first synthesized as a sedative, then later it progressively turned into a hypnotic drug in Europe. And as I was researching, it said that in 1973, a total of about 34 million people were prescribed Quaaludes in the US alone. And then as people started being able to get their hands on the Quaaludes, they were able to, they began to abuse the drug, so which led to in 1984 for it to be discontinued, and because of how much of the drug was abused. And I went ahead and also added a fun fact that on the pill itself, it says the number 714, which usually that would be marketed as a methaqualone. And also, as of right now, it's being used as a recreational drug in South of Africa and India. So next is the drug and method of action. So the reason why people would try to abuse this kind of illicit drug would be because of the euphoric and also the kind of like sleepiness, drowsiness that this kind of pill would give the person as they took it. It would give them a sense of relaxation, again, sleepiness and euphoric kind of high. So there are different kinds of signs of a person that abuses this kind of drug. So one of them being problems at work, at school, and because of the need of constantly to want more of it. And for this drug in particular, it all depends on the dosage. So you can start off with the smaller dose, and as you're taking it, it just progressively gets higher and higher and higher. And as well as like it says, higher tolerance to feel the euphoric feeling. Again, as that person continues to take that drug, it continues to give them a higher tolerance to have that euphoric relaxation feeling still there. Um, and as of that, the long-term effects that come with that kind of abuse would be, sorry guys, would be the depression, hallucination, difficulty of thinking clearly, memory loss, even as deadly as a coma or death and seizures. As for the method of action, a methaqualone is, as I said before, is a sedative. So this increases the GABA receptors in the brain and in the nervous systems. And also something I would like to add to that is, so they act at the GABA receptors as it says on my presentation. And as of right now, there has been no further study into this illicit drug. But it increases the duration of the chloride channel remaining open after the binds to a GABA A receptor, making it a positive allosteric modulation, increasing inhibition of the cell. And some of the things that this causes is a drop in blood pressure, breathing, pulse, which again, it leads to the person feeling sleepy, drowsy, kind of relaxed. And then I also put a picture of a of a, I believe if I remember correctly, it was a Paris advertisement of methaqualudes right here. And yeah. So the next one is what happens in the body when methaqualude makes its way into it. So when it enters, again, it increases the GABA activity, and the GABA A receptor binds to the site of the benzodiazepines, and barbiturates. And I also searched up that in order for the person to properly flush this drug out of their system, they have to have their gastrointestines, like they have to have that monitored by obviously medical professionals. And also um it also stated that with active charcoal, I guess ingesting active charcoal, it helps them release that drug from their body. As well as making sure that they're like conscious, they're not, as for the DEA schedule, it is a scheduled one, so it's a controlled substance. And just like any drug, it all depends on the person and how much they are able to ingest in their body from that specific drug. So again, it all starts off with a smaller dose, and as that person continues on to take that drug, it keeps going up and up and up. And from there, the only way to obviously to help someone who wants to rehabilitate themselves from this specific drug is to either completely cut this drug out of their systems. But if that were to occur, they need to be constantly monitored by medical professionals to make sure that there's nothing, that there is no negative outcome or any kind of negative issues that come with their body, or how their body is reacting to no longer having that drug in their body. Or they can either reverse the dosage. So let's say that they're at a really high dosage during their addiction. From there on, again, they can either keep going or they could go ahead and stop. But to stop, they need to reverse the dosage. So if they're at a high dosage, they need to keep lowering and lowering and lowering the dosage until their body feels no need to have it in their body in their body anymore. Okay. And additional information that I found, so these are like little fun facts that I found along the way of my research. So when it was first synthesized, researchers also found out that Quaaludes can also help fight malaria. And as well as when it was first starting is to be discovered, just like any other drug, many people don't realize or don't know how much of a dose is too much of a dose for a person, and as well as how much of it do you need to take into your body for you in order to feel that you need more and more and more every day. Another thing would be the street names. Like this is something new to me. So some of them are lemons, flamingos, disco biscuits, quack, and flower. So that really so street names that Quaaludes can also be found under would be lemons, quad, ludes, flamingo, disco biscuit, quack, and flower. And that concludes my presentation. Hopefully you guys like it, and yeah, have a nice day, guys.